Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 2023 Mod Career Mode, our second episode of this fourth season, where we're looking at the Craftsman Truck Series race results from Atlanta, where a shocking upset took place. Mason Massey earning his first career win in the Truck Series with the upset in Atlanta. Corey LaJoie comes home second, followed by Stuart Friesen, Lane Riggs, and Grant Enfinger, the top five. What an upset by Mason Massey. You see the rest of the race results there on your screen. At the bottom of the grid is Thad Moffitt and Spencer Boyd. But Mason Massey with a huge upset win here in Atlanta for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. As we look at the Craftsman Truck Series standings now, of course, if you watch the off-season changes video, the top five in Truck Series points get in no matter what, plus 3 wild cards who have won between 6th to 11th in the points. So that, of course, Jack Wood, Lane Riggs, and Andres Perez right now, because there's only one winner that's eligible, are in on points for those 3 wild cards. And Mason Massey, currently top 5 in points, would be in the playoffs with his victory, but we'll see if he can make it as we continue to progress through this Truck Series regular season. Now, the Xfinity Series was also in action this weekend here in Atlanta Motor Speedway, where Riley Erbst got his first Xfinity win of the campaign here in that Haas factory team number 98. So Erbst, another Xfinity win to his resume, gets the job done here in Atlanta. Justin Allgaier, second. Connor Zilisch, good run in third. How about Nick Sanchez, best career finish, 4th place. And Daniel Hemrick rounds out the top 5. See the rest of the grid there. You can scroll, pause if you'd like to see. Of course, you got Jesse Love, Ryan Sieg, Ryan Truex, Connor Mozak, and Parker Retzlaff, the top 10. Jeb Burton, Leland Honeyman at the back of the grid. So those were your race results for the Atlanta weekend for Xfinity and Trucks. Now we get the Xfinity Series standings after this Atlanta race, where Riley Erbst becomes the first driver to punch his ticket tentatively for the moment into the chase with his victory, and is currently in the top 10 in the points. Then you got Justin Allgaier, Nick Sanchez, Connor Zilisch, and Jesse Love, Ryan Sieg as well, looking solid at least double digits above the cut line. And it's still tight throughout the grid from Tanner Gray, Brandon Jones, Carson Quaffle on down to Mozak and Harrison Burton, your 2 wild cards of the moment, with Taylor Gray and Parker Retzlaff on the outside looking in. So that's your Truck Xfinity update. In the background, we've been qualifying for the Cup Series and Better 400 from Atlanta. And here we are. Welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series and Better 400, the second race of this 4th season, as we are coming off the Daytona 500 victory. Corey Heim failed tech inspection, and Josh Berry missed a driver's meeting, so those 2 drivers will start at the rear of the field in today's race. We, of course, are back in our number 99 Worldwide Express Chevrolet, trying to get back-to-back victories here in the NASCAR Cup Series, as we are green and underway here in Atlanta. Who is going to get the victory today? Will I be able to go back-to-back, or will there be a new winner? We will find out as we start this race from 17th in this 14-lap opening stage of racing. Carson Hocevar qualified on pole position and is leading us to the green flag, as now we work underneath Chase Elliott for 16th. Of course, Elliott, our championship rival from last season. Here comes, we swing to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 3 wide pass on your Daytona 500 runner-up. We get around him. Now 3 wide with Hamlin and Elliott. We pass them. Past Daniel Suarez here to 3 and 4. Already working our way up into the top 15. Currently in 13th position. Now we're going to draft up to the 45 of Tyler Reddick, as we've gotten a good run to start this race so far. 13 to go in stage 1. We go by Tyler Reddick. Now working on A.J. Allmendinger for 11th on the racetrack. Our teammate Ross Chastain currently holds the final position in the top 10. We're getting a push from Joey Logano, a big wiggle sideways, and we get a big run down the back straightaway. Swing to the inside of Chandler Smith and Ross Chastain, going by Smith and our teammate to go into 9th. Now working on the Kyle and Kyle show. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson fighting for 7th right now. Brad Keselowski just got put in the middle 3 wide, and some intense racing here early in Atlanta. 12 to go in stage 1, and we are 2 and 3 wide throughout. Racing hard here at this hybrid super speedway intermediate Atlanta that the modders have cooked up for us here, as we are racing Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson still 3 wide. I'm going to go by Kyle Busch side by side for 7th, Larson up there in 6th, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace fight for 4th, Christopher Bell runs 3rd, and William Byron battles Carson Hocevar for the lead up ahead of us. Now 11 to go stage 1. We swing to the inside of Kyle Larson into turn 1 for position number 6 here. Of course, the 5 and one of our other championship rivals from last season, making it all the way to Homestead to compete for the championship, is now going to be underneath Larson, trying to make the pass here, and we do. We passed Kyle Larson. Now we work on the inside of Alex Bowman for 5th place on the racetrack, as he currently runs inside the top 5, as we will continue to battle with him here Now 10 laps to go in this opening stage of racing in Atlanta. We go the inside of the 48, continuing to try to find our way into 5th in what's been an intense battle so far early in this race. So now we go by the inside of Bowman, now down the backstretch. As we clear Alex Bowman, we dive to the inside of the 20 of Christopher Bell for 4th position. Of course, C. Bell just missing out on the round of 8 last season. A really strong campaign, had a really good season finale at Homestead, trying to get his way back to the championship 4 as he will pass Christopher Bell and move into 4th here. A few laps later in Atlanta, running in 4th, chasing down in trouble. Carson Hocevar, your pole sitter, blows the tire, wrecking in front of us, takes out Bubba Wallace. We have nowhere to go, and we pile into Bubba, and we have crashed. A huge moment early in this race. Your pole sitter Hocevar blows a tire, wrecks out of this race, collecting Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, and I in a huge wreck down the backstretch, and now our car will not go on the restart. Typical Heat 5 glitch, and now we will fall all the way back to 30th and have a long way to climb in just 5 laps to try to find our way back into stage point position. But out of 2, we already have a big run on Ryan Priest, swing low, 3 wide, with he and Christian Eckes passing both of them. Now working by Stenhouse and Chase Briscoe. Now easily 3 wide by Sam Mayer and Eric Jones into turn 4. Just like that, we're in 24th now, going to the outside of the 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson, and moving into 23rd position as we go by Jimmy. Now setting our sights on the 38 of Noah Gregson, running in 22nd place. And that number 38 for Front Row Motorsports will go by Gregson. Now setting our sights on John Hunter Nemechek and Zane Smith, as well as Chris Buescher here. This would get us into the top 20, and indeed it will as we go through right past them. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Denny Hamlin is leading this race. Now we're working our way by Daniel Suarez for 18th on the racetrack. Of course, former Trackhouse driver who we replaced in this car. And now we're going 3 wide the following lap with a brilliant run down the backstretch, passing Todd Gilliland, Michael McDowell, and Brad Keselowski. Up to the top 15 we go. Now the ensuing lap, trying to work Chase Elliott for 14th place here with 2 to go in this opening stage of racing in Atlanta, trying to clear Chase Elliott. See Chandler Smith right up there in 13th. Looks like we're probably just going to run out of time to get back up to the top 10 and earn some stage points here. But we clearly have a very fast race car today and can definitely contend for the win once we get back up there. Last lap of the stage now. We swing to the inside of Chandler Smith, easily passing him into turn 1 and 2. Up into 13th place we go, but just a tad too far back to really get a good draft from Kyle Busch and reel him in here at the end of this stage, as it's going to be Denny Hamlin coming out of turn 4 to get his first stage win of the campaign here in Atlanta. Denny Hamlin wins stage 1. We come home 13th. No points for us here in this first stage. Byron comes home second behind Hamlin. Then it is Reddick, Blaney, and Bowman rounding out the top 5, followed by Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and Joey Logano earns the 10th and final stage point. So there you go, Denny Hamlin, stage 1 winner here in Atlanta. Back underway in stage 2. We restart here in 12th on the outside of Kyle Busch in a 22-lap stage. So no 1-2, Kyle Busch going to clear us, but he gets checked up by the one of Ross Chastain coming just down in front of Kyle Busch, allowing us to put Kyle Busch in the middle, 3 wide. Now we're going to clear the 18 Chandler, swing to the inside of our teammate at Chastain. Just like that, we are right back in the top 10 where we belong. Now passing Christopher Bell front, and we barely wiggle Joey Logano off the bottom, just enough to force the issue. 3 wide down the front stretch tri-oval for 7th with Logano and the young driver of Ty Gibbs in the 54. And we will drive our way, or at least try to drive our way by Ty Gibbs for 7th. But we had a very conservative entry line there, 2, 1, and 2. How about AJ Allmendinger in the 16 having a really good run here at Atlanta? He is a pretty solid super speedway racer in that colleague Chevy. Now we'll clear Ty Gibbs for 7th. Work on the inside of AJ Allmendinger, Bowman and Blaney up ahead of us, scrapping it out for 4th. Right now it is Tyler Reddick who's scrapping with Hamlin for the race lead. Of course, Reddick still driving that 2011 Racing Toyota, co-owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. 20 to go on stage 2. We dive to the inside of Bowman into turn 1. A aggressive move to make it 3 wide. We clear the 48 into 5th place, and out right on the left rear fender of Ryan Blaney, side drafting him down the backstretch for 4th place as this intense battle continues into turn 3. Meanwhile, Hamlin, Reddick, and Byron are starting to drive away a little bit in that lead pack, as Blaney and I have also driven away from Bowman and Gibbs and are racing as hard as we can side by side right now, trying not to let the other drive away with 19 to go in this second stage of racing. So Blaney and I continuing to go back and forth, fighting hard for this 4th position. We get a good run exit of 2, but we can't quite clear him. And this intense battle continues Blaney on the outside. We're right here in the middle lane, closer to the inside, trying to keep him there. But look, Reddick, Byron, and Hamlin have driven away. They're their own little pack now, as Ty Gibbs giving us a push here underneath Blaney to be a tight squeeze contact as we cross the line with 18 to go on the stage. A little bit of contact between Ryan Blaney and I. Rubbin's racing in the turn 1 and 2. Ty Gibbs really laying the hammer down. A huge push here through 1 and 2. He moves us up out of the way. We clear Ryan Blaney. Ty Gibbs got around us. Now a few laps later, we are up to second because the green flag pit stop cycle has begun, and we come chasing the race leader, William Byron, into the pits after we ran in fourth there for a while. So now we come in for our scheduled green flag pit stop. 4 tires and fuel here midway through stage 2 to get us to the end of the stage. Hopefully we can try to steal a stage win here. That would be great. It all depends how the pit cycle goes. As of course Hamlin and the 11 as well as Reddick in the 45 pitted 1 lap earlier than William Byron and I, who come in together here. Byron gonna beat us out of pit road, so now we got some ground to make up on William Byron. He has won this pit cycle. He has come out ahead of us here as now we are starting to merge on the racetrack. Right now keeping it on the apron on the bank side, getting some good momentum built up out of turn 2-1-2. Byron's going slow, and we're going to fly by the 24 on the outside lane. And right now we would currently be the leader on this cycle as we easily pass William Byron. And here comes Denny Hamlin, your stage 1 winner, the number 11, right to our back bumper in 3 and 4. Hamlin putting the pressure on here in Atlanta as he tries to get this stage sweep today, but we have won the pit cycle, cycling out from 4th to 1st. 10 to go in stage 2. We are now your race leader in Atlanta, late in stage 2, going for our second stage win of the year. Now 7 to go in stage 2, into turn 1, contact. The 11 gets into us, and Hamlin shoves us out of the way, forcing his way into the race lead, and Hamlin back out front in Atlanta. But now with just 2 to go on the stage, Hamlin comes down pit road. He doesn't have enough gas to go the distance. He miscalculated on his pit stop. A rare mistake from the 11 team. And now 2 to go in stage 2. It is a duel between William Byron and I for the stage 2 victory. Byron was second in stage 1. I didn't get any points because of the crash. And I'm trying to get my second stage win of the season, but Byron mercs his way to the inside. Here comes the 24. Heavy side drafting down the back straightaway. William Byron and I continue to battle as hard as we can. We try to pinch him as low as we possibly can, but we just get a little bit loose. And Byron is now back out front in the 24. He has cleared us on exit of 4. New leader, William Byron, here in Atlanta on the last lap of stage 2. Byron after we're in second, but we send it into turn 1. Big contact, the slide from William Byron. The lap car of Priest affecting us. We gave him a little shot. Byron gets a run, gets to the outside of Priest, uses him as a pick as we bang into the 15. Going to cost us the stage win on the final lap. And through 3 and 4 for the final time, it is going to be William Byron getting his first stage win of the season here in Atlanta. We come home as second, earning a very strong 9 points, but still disappointed we couldn't bring home the playoff point and the stage win. Joey Logano ends up coming home in third. How about Austin Hill in fourth? A good stage for him, and AJ Allmendinger rounds out the top 5. And then Chase Elliott, Seabell, Corey Heim, Justin Haley, and John Hunter Nemechek round out the top 10 in stage 2 here in Atlanta. Hamlin won stage 1. William Byron takes stage 2, but we are hot on his heels in this final stage. Now we restart. 23 laps to go here, and now we are in the final stage of racing. We have a good run into turn 1 here on William Byron. Now swing low on Bubba Wallace. Move him just a tad out of the groove that we needed. And at exit of turn 2, we slide up and clear Bubba. And we are back out front, leading in Atlanta in the final stage of racing. But here comes the 3 of Austin Hill a little ways later in the stage. How about the sophomore driver, Austin Hill? We know his Xfinity, just prolific Xfinity stats of super speedways. Continuing to show that again here. Austin Hill now leading in Atlanta on the NASCAR Cup Series. But the following lap, we have caught the 3, send it in their corner, a little bit of contact with Hill here, trying to get him out of the lead. More contact, we're going to get pushed from Bubba Wallace at the right time. We swing to the inside of the 3, and Austin Hill and I continuing to put on a show, battling for the race lead at the front of this field here at Atlanta. Can we clear him on exit of 4? Yes, we clear Austin Hill. Just barely maintaining the lead down lap 50. There's 9, and Chase Elliott blows a tire. There goes Elliott crashing. He collects Nemechek, a big incident, and the caution will come out. And we will restart with just 12 laps remaining. It is a duel between Bubba Wallace and I, but we will easily clear him on the restart for P1, allowing Corey Heim to drive into second. Everyone should have enough fuel and tires to go in the infield laps later. Here comes William Byron. The Byrons force his way to the outside with just 8 to go in Atlanta. It is all on the line. Every man for himself. We are 3 wide for the lead. We're into Byron, into the wall. Goes to 24. We get completely sideways. We save it, and we're bouncing off of cars down the back straightaway. Side drafting William Byron, trying to draft Corey Heim, looking for his first career win. We send it on Heim now into 3. And we are able to keep Heim. A big side draft on exit of 4. Here comes Austin Hill, and we're 3 wide once again. Contact to the 67. Heim slides, saves it down the front stretch. 7 to go. More contact, bouncing like a pinball between these Hill and Heim. 3 wide. We drop to 3rd, and now Bubba Wallace takes advantage as Bubba goes to the inside of Austin Hill. They are side by side for the lead down the backstretch, and Bubba Wallace has taken the lead here in Atlanta, looking to win his way into the chase. Hill and I are side by side for second. Bubba driving away a little bit here. We need to clear Austin Hill fast if we want a shot at the win. 6 to go. Bubba Wallace getting smaller and smaller in our windshield, but now we send it into 1 and 2 and clear the 3 of Austin Hill. The gap only 3/10, and now we have caught Bubba Wallace with just 2 laps to go here in Atlanta. Who is going to go to victory lane? Will it be Bubba Wallace? Will we go back-to-back, or will Corey Heim try to steal it back in 3rd? Bubba is in the middle line through 1 and 2. We go a little bit lower. Get a good run on exit of the corner. Now start drafting Bubba down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. We get a run. We take it. We absolutely go full send into 3 and 4 on Bubba Wallace. Contact, both sliding up the racetrack all the way up to the wall. Into the wall goes Bubba Wallace, and we have taken the lead. White flag in the air. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank in Atlanta. What a dramatic turn of events we have had here to end this race. As in 1 and 2, we are sliding completely up the racetrack. Our right front tire barely holding on the verge of blowing out a tire right now, but we squeeze Bubba into the wall out of turn 4. Gets us the lead now through 3 and 4 for the final time here in Atlanta. Does Bubba have anything for us? No, he does not. And we are going to steal one in Atlanta. We go back-to-back to start the season with 2 wins. He winning the Daytona 500, following it up here in Atlanta with another dramatic finish, squeezing Bubba Wallace into the wall, with coming to the white flag to get the lead. I mean, just barely. I mean, I slid up the track, got into him, and just carried our momentum all the way up to the wall. And now we're going to burn it down in celebration on the front straightaway here, getting our first win with Worldwide Express on the hood of the car. Scenes you'll love to see here in Atlanta as we are victorious once again, earning our 40th career NASCAR Cup Series win so far through 110 starts, which is pretty darn impressive if I do say so myself. We're already rocketing up the wins list, of course. So 40 career wins, our second of the season, going back-to-back. We win here in Atlanta. Now we'll go to celebrate in victory lane. And now we look at your final race results, of course, here from today's race in Atlanta. We, of course, get the win. Bubba Wallace comes home heartbroken in second. Just allowed me to catch him. And then at the end, it was just physical, hard racing for the win. He was just on the wrong end of it. Comes home second. Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Chandler Smith. Good runs for those guys inside the top 5. Christopher Bell comes home 6th. How about John Hunter Nemechek coming home 7th, getting Legacy Motor Club's first top 10 of the year. Todd Gilliland, 8th. Brad Keselowski, 9th. How about SVG with a top 10 finish here in Atlanta? Shout out to our teammate. Great run from Van Gisbergen. Then you see the guys who DNF'd there at the bottom of the grid. Jones, Reddick, Jimmy Johnson, and Carson Hocevar, your pole sitter, who was so fast and nearly took us out of contention. And so those are your final race results. I really updated point standings for the Cup Series playoff grid. Of course, we have 2 wins and are your points leader, so we are easily into the chase at this moment in time. Chase Elliott, Keselowski, Logano, the only 3 drivers with double-digit cushions at the moment above the cut line, because currently it's the top 10 who get in on points no matter what, and then the 2 winners are in those 2 wildcard spots in orange. So right now, Zane Smith, Stenhouse, Byron, Custer, Gilliland, and Larson would be in on points, and Bowman and Kyle Busch are your current 2 wildcards into the chase, as we are easily, comfortably on top. Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Allmendinger on the outside looking in after just 2 races. Long way to go, but we get a big win here in Atlanta. And as always, before we end the episode, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me and helps me and this channel continue to grow on our road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully do some great things down the line. So, of course, those of you that are not subscribed and that are watching, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes 5 seconds, and I would really appreciate it. And if any of you are interested in becoming channel members, the link is in the description down below, or hit the join button. So until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.